Chris Smith's first assessment ride for Advanced. It's the 9th of October 2021. Time now on my clock is 13:23. He's riding his Buell motorcycle, Kilo Papa 04, Echo Oscar Romeo. And we're just starting off from Starbucks. Well, we could have gone there, Chris. There was plenty of gap to actually go across the island there before this traffic started moving. But probably a bit of nerves, just settle down and just take it nice and steady, keep to the speed limits. So first thing is 1 foot down when you stop. It matters not which foot, whether it be left or right, it's a matter for you. Okay, part of advanced riding is actually getting up to the speed limit where it's safe to do so. So you're doing about 53 at the moment on a 70 mile an hour dual carriageway, national speed limit. So you can actually just increase the speed somewhat. It's probably because you don't know where the slip road is, but there's a 300 marker, so we'll start indicating at 300. There's 200. And checking our shoulder. Off we go, up the slip road. We're actually turning right at the traffic island, which is past 12 o'clock. So now we're going to start indicating. Keep me towards the offside lane of the slip road because we're going round to the right. Nicely round. Just be careful of that breakaway signal. That put it on a bit too early, which confused that that Honda in front of you. He thought you were going down that slip, that junction, the first little junction. This is the temporary traffic lights that I mentioned to you, where we could actually look at filtering past the stationary traffic. Quite lawful to do so, the highway code allows us to do it. There we are, yeah, a shoulder check as you come in, good. Watching that vehicle on the garage forecourt. Always a source of danger, Chris. Garage forecourts, people pulling off without properly looking. That's good to see that you do an rear observation before you pull off, that's good. Okay, we're in a 30 limit still. It will change to a 40 limit, sorry, a 50 limit further down. So positioning now, we need to look in that left hand bend ahead. Let's get into position 3. There are 3 positions that I want you to concentrate on. Position 1 is towards the near side, position 2 is in the middle of the carriageway, and position 3 is towards the centre of the road. So going round the left hander, we need to be looking into position 3. Now there's a big right hander coming up, so let's come into position 1 towards the near side. That's good. And then you'll see that it sweeps round to the left up ahead. So let's come into a position 3. So where you should be now is where I am, Chris. So we get a better view round the left hander. I can see more than you can because you're tucked into the near side too much. Okay, slight loss of vision as we go over the brow of the hill. So keeping toward the position 2, the centre of the carriageway, watching that vehicle in the junction on the near side, making sure they've actually seen us. Round a right-hander, so tucking into position 1, holding position 1, and then coming out of it into a position 3 as we go round the left-hander. Okay, checking now where speed limit comes down to a 40. So as we go through that 40 mile an hour marker, we should be doing the speed limit. Okay, we're doing about 33 mile an hour, which is within the speed limit. The traffic in front of us is doing that speed, so we're keeping a good stopping distance between ourselves and the vehicle in front. At the traffic lights, Chris, we're going to be turning left. So I'm going to indicate for you now, Chris. So we're going left. Just checking over our shoulder, which it is a lifesaver, good. Make sure it's slow it down a little. Okay. Now this road, Chris, you will eventually see turns into a 50 limit and some nice twisty bends, which I want to see how you work. I'll work them, and then it will come down into Bromford Hill further down. So still in the 30 zone, we're doing 35 at the moment, so we're a bit over the speed limit, which you would be criticised for on a test. I've got you recorded at about 34, 35. Again, having a look full around the left-hander up ahead. Just planning and scanning. What can I see information-wise? I've got a junction left and a junction right, both clear, no problem to us. Speed limit increase up to 40. My local knowledge tells me that there is a speed limit increase round the corner here to 50. However, we've got people braking and it's just going past a cyclist. So I'm going to stay on the off side of the road because whilst the bike is upright, it's much more stable than when it's banked over. So where you can chop off a corner, it's safe to do so. Then it's quite permissible to do that. Okay, again, left-hander coming up, so we've been towards the centre of the road, position 3, but compensating a little for oncoming traffic. And around we go. So this is where you should be now, Chris, not in the centre of the carriageway as you are. So try and start looking at positioning and working the road. Okay, left-hander coming up. Solid white lines in the middle, no overtaking, so it's quite tight for us. And looking over the hedgerow, and I can see we've got traffic up ahead, but the road is opening up for us now. The markings on the road tell us so, and also the hedgerows I can see. I'm getting a good view coming towards position 3 now. Again, getting a good look around that left-hander. Staying in position 3 to look round that left-hander, and then I can see up ahead where that car's just come from that there's a right-hander up ahead, so I'm going to tuck myself into position 1. Round the right-hander we go, and then left. Watching the junction on the left, no vehicles in it causing us a problem, no. Go through. We've got traffic up ahead, probably doing around the speed limit. Watching that mud on the road, and again watching this mud up ahead. Local knowledge tells me a bit of an S-bend coming up, so just getting a gear for the speed. My position's right, so I now come to the position 3 as we go round. Compensate for that vehicle approaching and that other vehicle, and hitting this left-hander, accelerating out now up to the 50 mile an hour. Again, I'm coming out to position 3 to have a good look up ahead, and I can see that the road goes slightly around to the left, and then it goes round to the right. Sorry, position right to the left, and then position. Sorry, and then again to the left, so can't get my words out at the moment. So my position was position 3, going round that left-hander. See the road going round to the right now and then to the left, and I've seen the 40 mile an hour signs, so I'm just rolling my speed off, checking my mirror before I do so, so that the vehicle behind can react to what I'm doing. Set of traffic lights coming up ahead when we intend to go straight over. They're on green at the moment for us. So let's get through them. There we go. Into position. Vehicle speed limit changes up to 50. Let's get up and close to the vehicles in front. Is there an opportunity to make some progress? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Looks like the vehicles in the traffic queue there are doing the same sort of speed as us, the 50 mile an hour. So again, position 3 round this left-hander. Into position 1 to look round this right-hand bend. Over the brow, loss of vision, being a bit cautious, looking well ahead of ourselves now. On bugs. Temporary traffic signals up ahead, so mirror check before I start to roll the speed off. Coming down the gears, not using the gears to slow down, just using our brakes. Down the gearbox. block changing and bringing the vehicle to a halt in the traffic queue. Shoulder check before we pull off through the hazard. Just be careful here, the road surface, it's a bit uneven. Right on the bend, it's not good. Accelerate away out of it. Speed limit changed to 40, so just checking my speed. Nothing behind me. Holding that 40 mile an hour. Local knowledge tells me that we're coming to a 30 limit, and there's the 300 metre marker. 300, 200 watching the mud on the road. 100, and there's a 30 mile an hour marker for IGH Village. Checking our mirror, nothing behind me. We're well within the 30 mile an hour speed limit, so that's good. I'll just go steadily through the village of IGH. Okay, we're down the hill now. There is a speed limit change just coming down here, which is conserved by those bushes. It's a 40 limit we're going into. Just checking my mirror. Holding the speed at 40, don't let the motorcycle run away with you. As we're going downhill, hold, hold, hold. You'll see there's a 50 sign just past the junction, and up ahead there's a left hand bend, so let's take a nice early position. This is where you should be now, so you can see around it, compensate for that oncoming vehicle and the other one. Now it goes round to the right because the traffic has shown you which way it's going, and round we go. Again, let's have a look around the left-hander, back in for that white, solid white line. Lovely view up ahead, nice straight road, up to the speed limit. Get the gear for the speed that you're doing it. Road goes round to the left, position 3, watch for the oncoming vehicle, compensation. Slowing down to this bend, gear for the speed. Nicely round, well done. And local knowledge tells me that we're going over a bridge up ahead, S bend. So position 3 round the left hander. That's good. Coming into the near side somewhat. Position 1, that's good. Chris, good, good, good. I think you're starting to pick it up. Round and away out of the hazard. Acceleration. It's still a 50, So watch the vehicle in front. I think one of them is turning right. So just holding off those vehicles in front. Just checking my mirror because I've slowed down. No vehicles behind me, so nothing to worry me on that score. You'll notice that there are times when I use the offside of the road, Chris, which is quite permissible, just to give me that better view round the bend. If it's safe to do so, you can do so. 40 limit now as we come into Wirksworth. Keeping the power on round the bend. So a 40 limit, don't increase the speed, you've just come into a 40 limit. Okay, mirror check, nothing behind us. Rolling the speed off nice and gently, going through the 30 limit at 30. So far, Chris, looking good. Need to work on our positioning and our planning a little and scanning, but looking quite confident on the machine. You do a lot of rear observation checks, probably more than you need to, but we can talk about that on the debrief. So positioning when you're in a 30 limit or an urban setting, not as important as the open road, but if it gives you a benefit of visibility round a corner, round a bend, then yeah, by all means, take up a position 1, 2 or 3. Checking behind me, vehicle behind me now going straight over, nothing else on the island. Going through Wirksworth now. Okay. Fresh air, helmet up, visor up, sorry. Just looking around the left hand bend here of this as we go through the village of Wirksworth. Lots of things going on, vehicles, pedestrians, parked cars. Road surface has changed to, looks like it's been raining here, so a little bit wet on the roads. Certainly when I came through earlier it was raining, so I can expect that the road will be a wet in part, so we'll ride accordingly. Revs are right. tells me, as you can see, goes into a 40 limit and the road starts to dip away from us. So an incline of 12%. So I'm just going to hold the speed that I've got. Don't need to change it, holding the speed on the gear. Let the bike go down the hill. I know that there's a 30 limit just around the corner here. You can just see it now coming up on you. So that's just to make sure that we go through at 30. Good, well done. Still holding the bike in third gear. Slight touch of the brakes just to hold it a little bit more. As you get the incline starts to, if we're not careful, the bike will run away with us. Yeah, giving ourselves good stopping distance between from the vehicles in front. And at the bottom of the hill, Chris, we're going to be turning right onto the A6. Have a look around the left-hander. Good, good. Watching that vehicle near side. Good, he has seen us. And at the traffic lights, as I say, Chris, we're going to be turning right. So I'm indicating for your benefit now. That's good. So you've picked that signal up. Lights are on red against us, so just bringing the speed down nice and gently. That's good. 1 foot down and 1 foot up, which is good to see. Local knowledge tells me, Chris, that the lights for turning right will change for us. There they go. So okay. And a 40 limit now. Chris, let's just get up to that speed limit where it's safe to do so. Bear in mind the traffic in front of us. Here's a 50 sign, so let's just a quick check on our mirrors as we go through the 50, picking the speed up. Now then, let's look at our position now. Nicely tucked into position 1 as we go around a nice sweeping right-hander. Coming off into a left-hander, so round to position 3 to have a good look round. There we are, holding that. Then bringing it back into position 1 so we can see round the right-hander. Nice sweeping right-hander again. And coming off again, as we said before, into position 3, looking round that left-hander. Nice view up ahead, we can see I've got one vehicle behind me, so we'll need to signal if I have to deviate or change course. Round again for the nice right-hander, keeping it tucked into position 1. Road surface is dry in part but wet in other parts, so just being careful of that. Okay, the left-hander come up, and I know local knowledge tells me it's a nice sweeping left-hander, and naturally what can happen if you're not careful, the bike can just roll across. Instead of staying out in position 3, it will try and bring you into position 2 or 1. So just bring it out into position 3, compensate for oncoming traffic, hold it there, hold it in position 3, that's better, you're coming out, and then come off into a position 1. Holding in position 1 now, around this right-hander. And into a 40 limit, so just check. Going through there at 40 mile an hour, good. All we need to do is just roll the speed off gently. It'll pick itself back up to a 50 limit very shortly. Is speed change. Left-hander, let's have a look at what's going on with this traffic. I think it's it's pedal cyclists. So let's take up a nice early position, because we want to go past the pedal cyclists. We don't want to be swinging out around them. We want to be going straight past them on virtually a straight line. Okay, come in a little bit to position 1, have a good look round the left-hander, the right-hander, sorry. Traffic now going past the pedal cyclists, who looks like are riding 2 abreast. Again, nice position so we can get past them without swinging out. You know, we can get past them. If that vehicle went past, he could go, but he's not going. He could have got past them there. There he is now. A more dangerous way of doing it. Don't swing out, just get a nice position, an early position, and you would have gone straight past them, not swinging out. Left-hander over the bridge. And it goes round to the right now. And into a 50 limit. So let's get up to that speed limit. Checking round that left-hander, coming out position 3, have a good look round. Road marking tell us the road is opening up somewhat. More pedal cyclists, plenty of room to go past them, nice straight line, really no need for an indicator, Chris. Okay, right-hander coming up. Let's get into position 1. Have a good look round. There we go. See the road ahead. It goes round to the left. We can see the tree line, road markings bringing us into a solid white line outside. Tells us it's a little bit tight, and then it starts to open up, as you can see, from the solid white into a dotted white line. Nice and steady behind the vehicles in front, giving us a good stopping distance. Our position, probably a position 2. Speed is okay, gear is right for the speed. Just accelerating gently, or holding the accelerator at the speed. 40-mile-an-hour speed limit up ahead, making sure that we're under that speed limit when we go through, which we are, 38. And we're going to be going left. That's good. Nicely round there. Good to see you doing shoulder checks, Chris, but don't do too many of them, and certainly you're doing them in the wrong places sometimes. Like now, what are you doing a shoulder check both left and right for? Is it because of the junction? Perhaps we'll discuss this on a debrief. Just compensating for the oncoming traffic, but I want to be a little bit towards the centre of the road, position 3. Just have a look around the bend. Okay, everything's looking good. Slowing down for the traffic in front. Traffic lights are on green in our favour, so just checking there's nothing coming out from the junction. speed limit decreases now to a 30 as we go through sawmills. And all we're doing when we decrease, when we come through a decrease of speed limit, is just a rear observation, just to check that if there's vehicles behind, that they are reacting to us slowing down, whether we're just rolling the speed off or the fact we're using our brakes. Similarly, when we're going up a speed limit, a rear observation, just to make sure there's nobody going to come past us and surprise us as we start to increase our speed. Coming down now, Chris, to traffic light showing red against us. Mirror check. Just rolling the speed off nice and gently. Watching the traffic on the right, joining the main carriageway. Again, we could have filtered down there perhaps. Nothing coming from the left to any danger to us, so fine. Now this road, we're going to go up to the end of this road and to the traffic island, where we're going to turn right onto the 38 back towards Derby. You see a national speed limit sign up ahead, so let's get a nice position just in case there's an opportunity to make some progress, so we can get up to 60 mile an hour now, Chris. It doesn't look like the opportunity is going to present itself to us. So, right hand bend coming up into position 1. And local knowledge tells me that just round the bend here you'll start to see the traffic island, where we're taking a right onto the A38. So I'm going to mirror check now, and I'm going to start to indicate, stay in the offside of the and I'm watching what's coming on the island, what's in front of me. One vehicle come on the island, I've got one vehicle in front of my carriageway. Another vehicle coming round now. Now I can go. Going round, going round. Okay, off on the 38 now. Breakaway signal. There we go. So on there, up to the speed limit. Okay, looking onto the main carriageway, indicating our intention to move over once it's safe to do so. Vehicles have moved over for us, so we're okay. Up the gearbox, up to the speed limit. Now past this lorry. So yeah, come out that little bit earlier. If we start to think about planning your ride, watching that vehicle in a lay-by there, holding off on the wagon, waiting to make sure we've always got an escape route. Now we have, good. Okay, looking at that heavy in lane 1, our speed just 72, so let's just notch it down to 70, but we are going to go past that lorry fairly shortly, so we might as well stay in the outside lane. Go, watch our speed. So hold it at 70, Chris. Again, staying in the offside, looking at traffic on the near side lane, going slower than we are, so vehicles are in the outside lane behind us now, so we'll need to signal should we decide to deviate or alter course. Okay, as we're going past these vehicles now, make sure you maintain an escape route should you need it as you go past. There we go, watching that vehicle coming out. Make sure your exit is clear before you overtake that wagon. Yes, you've got a clear path through and an escape route to the left if you needed it. Staying in the offside lane. Same drill. Okay, past the heavy goods. No. Stay in the offside, okay. Especially when there's a slip road. As you come round, stay in the offside. And now I'm coming across, indicating so the vehicle behind me can actually start looking at coming through, albeit in excess of the speed limit. Slow moving vehicles in lane 1. I'm going to come out now, ready to go around that vehicle. stay out past this one and then past that pickup truck in lane 1, flatbed. Again, wait for our exit to be clear, hold back, hold back. Don't get sucked into those vehicles in front. Give yourself a good stopping distance, well done, good. Okay, wait for them to clear. Once they are clear, and we're going to be turning right at the island, at the bottom of the hill, Chris, and going back into Starbucks. So stay where you are in lane 2, in the offside lane, holding your speed nicely at 70. I'm just going to catch you up a little bit and then making sure that I indicate for you, bringing the speed down nice and gently, rolling it off, using a bit of braking. Braking, 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 block change on the gears. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We don't want to get caught out over there, do we? So okay, let's go back into Starbucks. And ready for debrief. So Chris, a good ride. There are some things we need to look at and concentrate on, but they will come as we progress through the training cycle.